Enterprise Architecture Life Cycle. This session will introduce the concept and value of enterprise architecture life cycle, which is the dynamic and iterative process of changing the enterprise over time by incorporating new business processes, new technology, and new capabilities, as well as maintenance, disposition, and disposal of existing elements of the enterprise. Enterprise architecture life cycle helps organizations manage the complexity and change of large and diverse systems by providing a structured and systematic approach to EA planning, development, implementation, governance, and maintenance. Enterprise life cycle activities. The enterprise life cycle refers to an organization's approach for managing activities and making decisions during the ongoing refreshment of business and technical practices to support its enterprise mission. These activities include investment management, project definition, configuration management, accountability, and guidance for systems development according to a System Development Life Cycle (SDLC). The enterprise life cycle applies to enterprise-wide planning activities and decision-making. It helps determine what systems to build at an enterprise level. By contrast, a system development life cycle generally refers to practices for building individual systems. Overview of enterprise life cycle. The figure illustrates the interaction of the dynamic and interactive cycles as they would occur over time. The enterprise life cycle is a key concept in enterprise architecture, EA, enterprise engineering, and systems engineering. The enterprise architecture process is closely related to similar processes, as program management cycle or systems development life cycle, and has similar properties to those found in the product life cycle. The concept of enterprise life cycle aids in the implementation of an enterprise architecture, and the capital planning and investment control (CPIC) process that selects, controls, and evaluates investments. Overlying these processes are human capital management and information security management. When these processes work together effectively, the enterprise can effectively manage information technology as a strategic resource and business process enabler. When these processes are properly synchronized, systems migrate efficiently from legacy technology environments through evolutionary and incremental developments, and the agency is able to demonstrate its return on investment (ROI). The enterprise architecture (EA) life cycle is a dynamic process that involves changing the enterprise over time. This includes incorporating new business processes, technology, and capabilities, as well as managing existing elements. The architecture description supports the development, analysis, and evolution of the implemented architecture. The process continues until operational deficiencies are minimized and the final sets of viable candidates are assessed for operational viability. The figure here shows the Treasury Enterprise Life Cycle Activities as an example, which is an enterprise architecture framework for Treasury based on the Zachman framework. It was developed by the U.S. Department of the Treasury and published in July 2001. TEAF provides guidance to Treasury bureaus concerning the development and evolution of information systems architecture, a unifying concept, common principles, technologies, and standards for information systems, and a template for the development of the enterprise architecture. TEAF enterprise life cycle activities integrate management, business, and engineering life cycle processes that span the enterprise to align its business and IT activities. These activities include investment management, project definition, configuration management, Accountability and guidance for systems development according to a System Development Life Cycle (SDLC). The enterprise life cycle applies to enterprise-wide planning activities and decision-making. An enterprise life cycle integrates the management, business, and engineering life cycle processes that span the enterprise to align its business and IT activities. Enterprise life cycle refers generally to an organization's approach for managing activities and making decisions during ongoing refreshment of business and technical practices to support its enterprise mission. These activities include investment management, project definition, configuration management, accountability, and guidance for systems development according to a System Development Life Cycle (SDLC). The enterprise life cycle applies to enterprise-wide planning activities and decision-making. By contrast, a system development life cycle generally refers to practices for building individual systems. Determining what systems to build is an enterprise-level decision. The figure on the right depicts notional activities of an enterprise life cycle methodology. Within the context of this document, enterprise life cycle does not refer to a specific methodology or a specific bureau's approach. Each organization needs to follow a documented enterprise life cycle methodology appropriate to its size, the complexity of its enterprise, and the scope of its needs.